A chilling discovery from a 2023 study has revealed that certain mysterious sensations, feelings that seem real but have no physical cause, could be early warning signs of brain decline. Scene 2. Early warning signs. These odd, often unsettling experiences might surface years before memory issues become noticeable, yet most people brush them off as harmless quirks. What if these strange phenomena are actually your brain signaling distress? Scene 3. Video introduction. In this video, we're diving into 9 peculiar sensations that may hint at neurological trouble brewing beneath the surface. If you've ever felt any of these, it might be time to pay closer attention to what your brain is trying to tell you. Imagine this. You're sitting quietly when you suddenly feel a hand graze your arm or a tap on your shoulder. You turn around expecting to see someone, but no one's there. Scene 2. Research on phantom touches. This eerie sensation, often described as a ghostly touch, isn't just a trick of the mind. Research from 2023 suggests that individuals who frequently experience these phantom touches, whether it's a firm grip, a fleeting brush, or the unsettling feeling of someone standing too close, are at a higher risk of developing dementia later on. Scene 3. Brain malfunction and false signals. The brain's sensory processing system, which normally interprets touch accurately, starts to malfunction as dementia takes root, sending false signals that feel vivid and real. People have reported chilling experiences like a cold palm resting on their neck in an empty room or a sudden tug on their clothing that makes them spin around in confusion. Scene 4. Case study. 70-year-old woman. Take the case of a 70-year-old woman who kept feeling someone pulling at her jacket. She initially chalked it up to stress, but within 18 months, doctors diagnosed her with early-stage dementia after she began struggling with daily tasks. These sensations are more than just spooky. They're a potential red flag for neurological changes. Have you ever walked across a perfectly flat floor but felt like you were stepping on a spongy mattress or wobbling on uneven ground? This disorienting sensation is another clue that something might be amiss in the brain. Scene 2. Research on proprioception. A 2021 study found that some individuals in the early stages of cognitive decline experience disruptions in proprioception, the brain's ability to sense where your body is in space. Scene 3. Sensations of unstable walking. This can make walking feel unstable, as if the ground beneath you is shifting or sinking. People describe sensations like trudging through sand, feeling the floor ripple like water, or suddenly stumbling because they misjudge a step. Scene 4. Case study. 67-year-old man. For one 67-year-old man, this manifested as a constant need to clutch walls for support, even though his physical strength was intact. His family assumed he was just clumsy, but tests later revealed the early signs of cognitive impairment. This isn't about poor balance, it's about the brain struggling to process spatial information correctly, a subtle but serious sign of trouble. Picture this. Out of nowhere, a sharp electric jolt shoots through your head, like a spark zapping your brain. These brief, intense sensations, often called brain zaps, are another phenomenon linked to early cognitive decline, according to 2023 research. Scene 2. Neural misfiring. As the brain's neurons begin to misfire, they can create these startling jolts that feel like a short circuit deep inside your skull. People describe it as a sudden buzz, a vibrating hum, or a quick shock that stops as fast as it starts. Scene 3. Case study. 73-year-old woman. One 73-year-old woman noticed these zaps whenever she tried to focus on complex tasks, like planning her day. At first, her doctor thought it might be migraines, but when she later struggled to follow conversations, a neurological exam pointed to early dementia. These zaps are a sign that the brain's communication pathways are starting to fray, disrupting the delicate balance of neural signals. Another unsettling sensation is the feeling of tiny creatures crawling across your skin, even when nothing is there. A 2021 study highlighted that some individuals with early dementia experience tactile hallucinations, often described as insects skittering over their arms or legs. Unlike the solid, human-like touch of ghostly hands, these sensations are erratic, like ants marching in circles or spiders darting across the skin. The brain's sensory nerves, thrown into chaos by neurological changes, misinterpret signals and create these vivid illusions. People report frantically brushing away invisible bugs, scratching at persistent itches, or feeling a tickle that won't stop. In one case, a 71-year-old man was convinced his house was infested with fleas, despite multiple clean inspections. He'd wake up swatting at his skin, only to find nothing. Within a year, memory lapses led to an Alzheimer's diagnosis. These creepy crawlies aren't just in your head, they're a sign of the brain misfiring in alarming ways. Now imagine feeling a single drop of water splash onto your hand or face, but when you look, your skin is bone dry. This phantom sensation of wetness is another red flag, noted in a 2023 study. Early dementia can disrupt the brain's sensory cortex, which processes touch, causing it to send false signals of dampness like raindrops, mist, or even sweat trickling down your skin. People describe wiping their hands repeatedly, convinced they're wet, or feeling a sudden drip on their forehead with no explanation. A 68-year-old man kept patting his arms, certain he'd spilled his drink, even when his clothes were dry. Initially he blamed aging nerves, but when he started forgetting appointments, tests confirmed early cognitive decline. This sensation isn't about clumsiness, it's the brain inventing experiences that don't exist, a subtle clue of deeper neurological issues. Beyond these physical sensations, lifestyle factors can play a massive role in accelerating or slowing cognitive decline. A 2020 study revealed that certain habits can increase dementia risk by up to 43%. For example, consistently getting less than 6 hours of sleep prevents the brain from flushing out harmful toxins, leaving it vulnerable to damage. Diets heavy in processed foods, loaded with sugars and unhealthy fats, trigger inflammation that can harm brain cells over time. Isolation also takes a toll. People with limited social interaction face a 50% higher risk of dementia, as the brain thrives on mental stimulation from relationships. The silver lining? These risks are manageable. Prioritizing quality sleep, eating nutrient-rich foods like leafy greens and fatty fish, and staying socially active can protect your brain and even reverse early damage if caught in time. Have you ever heard a faint ringing, buzzing, or humming that no one else notices? These phantom sounds, explored in a 2022 study, are another warning sign of potential cognitive trouble. Unlike tinnitus caused by ear damage, these noises stem from the brain's auditory cortex misfiring, creating sounds that don't exist. People report hearing distant whispers, faint music, or a persistent hum that grows louder in quiet rooms. One 69-year-old woman kept asking her family if they heard a high-pitched tone, but tests showed her hearing was fine. Within months, she began misplacing items and forgetting names, leading to a dementia diagnosis. These phantom noises aren't just annoying, they signal that the brain's ability to process sound is faltering, a critical clue to catch early. Temperature can also play tricks on the brain. Imagine feeling a sudden wave of icy cold or scorching heat, even when the room is perfectly comfortable. A 2023 study linked these phantom temperature shifts to early dementia, as the hypothalamus, the brain's temperature regulator, begins to malfunction. People describe shivering in warm weather, sweating in cool rooms, or feeling sudden chills that make no sense. A 70-year-old man started wearing heavy sweaters in the summer, insisting he was freezing. His family thought it was poor circulation, but when he later struggled with basic math, doctors confirmed vascular dementia. These temperature misfires are more than quirks, they're a sign that the brain's control systems are starting to break down. Unexplained pain that seems to wander around your body is another troubling signal. A 2022 study found that shifting, mysterious aches, pains with no clear cause, are often tied to early cognitive decline. As dementia disrupts the brain's pain processing centers, it can generate false sensations of soreness or sharp jabs that move from one area to another. People report aches that jump from their shoulders to their knees, feeling bruised without injury, or sudden stings that vanish quickly. A 71-year-old woman noticed pains that roamed her body, dismissed as aging at first. But when she started forgetting important dates, tests revealed early Alzheimer's. This wandering pain isn't normal wear and tear, it's the brain sending distress signals that demand attention. The most striking sensation of all might be seeing things that aren't there, flickering shadows, fleeting figures, or movement in the corner of your eye. A 2022 study identified these visual distortions as one of the earliest markers of brain deterioration. As the brain's visual processing center falters, it creates illusions of motion, like shadows darting across the room or flashes of light with no source. People describe glimpsing a figure that vanishes when they turn or feeling like something just rushed past them. A 72-year-old man kept reacting to shapes he swore were moving, thinking it was just his eyes playing tricks. When his family noticed him forgetting conversations, a cognitive test confirmed mild dementia. These visual tricks aren't harmless. They're a clear sign that the brain's ability to interpret reality is slipping. These strange sensations aren't random oddities. They're urgent messages from your brain, often appearing years before memory problems become obvious. Research suggests that up to 40% of dementia cases could be delayed or prevented with early action. When your brain starts conjuring false touches, sounds, or sights, it's a sign that neurological changes are already underway. Ignoring these warning signs gives cognitive decline a chance to worsen silently. But catching them early opens the door to interventions that can slow or even halt the process. Dementia doesn't strike overnight. By the time major symptoms appear, significant brain damage has often already occurred. Acting on these early clues could make all the difference in protecting your brain's future. So, what do you think? Dive into our next video for more practical tips to boost your health and keep your mind sharp. You won't want to miss it.